But, I think there's another common denominator here, and it all has to do with that choice. What do we tell ourselves? And it's our responsibility, no matter what physical condition we're in, that we can still speak truth to ourselves. We can choose to curse other people, and we can choose to lie to ourselves. And we can listen to the noise. It's all amazing to me how it all centers around choice. Isn't that an interesting common denominator?
Absolutely, Bill. It's profound that choice lies at the center of creating a peaceful and fulfilling life. What we tell ourselves shapes our perspective, and that perspective in turn influences our actions and reactions. When we choose to ground ourselves in truth, especially truths rooted in Hashem's guidance, we cultivate an internal environment of peace that can withstand external chaos. It's a daily discipline to reject the noise of criticism, particularly from social media, which often thrives on stirring discontent. Peace, as you said, isn't something external or material. It's a state of being that comes from alignment with Hashem's will, acceptance of our circumstances, and a focus on the values that truly matter. Even when we face physical or emotional limitations, we retain the power to choose how we frame our experiences and what we allow to influence us. This inner peace becomes the foundation for true contentment, far beyond what possessions or worldly success can offer.
Like we said before in chapter 21, the first time, they have to hear it. They have to listen to the podcast. They have to hear it from a message. They have to hear it from the Torah. All we can do is say it and speak it, do our best to share it, through the social media platforms and YouTube and things like that. And I'm not always knocking social media, but that's the only way we're going to get the message out. In the old days, it was like a newspaper or a pamphlet or a tract. Christians called tracts a lot of different times. And that's how we got that message out. Well, today's different. I like what we said last time. It was done by example. When people see us living our lives in such a way, maybe they want it. And I think this ties in again to what the world needs to see. They need to see more examples of these kind of lives. But you can choose to heal with every step. There was a guy in a men's group that I was a part of, and he had a problem with his dad. His dad sexually molested him. When he would go take a shower, he said he was a Christian. He was. He would swear, and he would cuss and just get all upset. Now, I don't know anything more than his personal life other than what he shared. We believe in confidentiality, so we're not mentioning any names here. And that was from a Promise Keepers men's group that we started. But I had the idea at the time. I said, what happened to you was like when you were involved in that wrong that happened to you, it stopped you up. Your heart was stopped. Your voice was stopped. Everything was like shut down. Maybe it's possible that by you cussing and swearing and letting all that anger out is a channel. Now, I'm not saying it's right to swear, and I'm not saying it's right to get angry and everything else. But what you did, if you think about it in a problem-solving way, you opened up the passage of your heart and your mouth, and you made a channel that was open. Now, it was all going out one way, but for every time it's been going out with all the swearing and the force of the anger and everything else, before it closes, something's coming back in. If you focus on every time something that comes back in, and that's that Spirit of God or that peace or that love or whatever that is, that's trying to eventually remove all the hate and all the pain and that you got, there's not going to be room for both. Maybe eventually you're going to stop swearing less and less. You're going to stop getting more angrier less and less, and more love and forgiveness and things are going to come into your life that are going to be concerning for you and your family, and you're going to start getting healed that way. And maybe when you get to that point, the Spirit of God comes in you so much, there's no more room for those memories anymore, because you've opened up the door by making a channel, and the channel, as we all know, is a flow pipe. And when you close it, something goes back in a little bit, whether it's air or whatever have you, because nothing is totally sealed all the time. But in that sense, it's possible that for every time before that thing closes, something comes back in. And eventually, over a period of time, he could have the Spirit of God living inside of him to the point where he never swears again. He never thinks about the pain again. And he goes on with his life and he writes the next Bible. I don't know, But that's possible. And I told him that. Now, what happened to him after that, I don't know. I wasn't very involved in that men's group for very long. But that was something that I thought about. I wasn't focusing on the negativity of what he was saying. Everybody else was. I was focusing on something else that could have changed him. And that's what we all need to do. Would you like and subscribe and share? It helps the algorithms. And would you please comment? We listen to all the comments, negative, good ones. Any comment would be helpful. We're approaching World War III, they say, and who knows where that's going to go. Anyway, I've been on long enough. My name is Shimshon. Shalom.